On my mind, I'ma get it, that shit fighting. Dollar signs better make them feel spiteful. Ain't no problem. This is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker Podcast. It is the last day of 2021. It is December 31st. Tomorrow is going to be 2022. I think we're all ready for that. We do the disclaimer, used allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law yet. We assert all constitutional rights, Mr. Perry. You don't get to stomp all over the Constitution anymore. This time you keep getting caught. Who'd have thunk it? Everybody has their day. What did Mahatma Gandhi say? Tyrants and murderers seem invincible for a time, but history has shown they always fall. Always. There is no more Saddam Hussein. There is no more Hitler. There's no more Napoleon. There's no more, you guys are something. The Civil War ended, Mr. Perry, long time ago, where we got rid of racism and discrimination and gender bias, misogyny, all of that stuff. So I was watching a man on the street. They were questioning Texas Tech students, asking about the Civil War, and not one of them knew anything about it. That explains a lot. Okay, so there is no more slavery. There's just not any. And if you do that, you're a criminal. And you might flag off people from other countries who are not really into your human rights violations, torture, torment, and starvation of women and children. They might not like that. They might not think that's funny. So also do the but-for standard. We apply that here. But for Mr. Perry's unwanted contact. He's always got to say what he thinks. And I'm always like, I didn't ask you. What I asked you to do is get the fuck out of my life. I moved twice to get away from you. Get the fuck out of my life. I moved twice to get away from you. Here, I got to say it again and again and again and again. Because he's got Alzheimer's or something. My shrink is starting to ask me, how many times today did you have to repeat yourself? I got to go tell the judge. They're watching that very carefully, sir. You're having to be told things that most people don't ever have to be told. Ever. Not even once. We all learned it in daycare. And you're having to be told over and over and over and over and over and over. I just said. Did I not just say? Some of it is stuff you guys got caught on and you try to do it anyway. My guy tells me, you know what? Charles Perry and David Robertson are famous for when they're told you guys got caught. She knows. Well, we're going to do it anyway. And then you do it anyway, and then everybody's like, well, but you we told you so. Oh, shit. Well, you got to think all that through, and you don't. It's unbelievable. So apply the but for Mr. Perry harassing and stalking and harassing and trying to tell me what he thinks and invading my privacy and butting into stuff that doesn't concern him. And how would any reasonable person react in my situation? They'd be pissed off, wouldn't they? They would be fucking pissed off. We're not a couple. You're fucking bothering everybody. And so apply those two standards to this. Coercion. When you push and shove and coerce and take people's money and try to get them to do things they would not normally do, sir, that is a criminal activity. I'm a witness and a victim of your crime. That's just the facts. I know you wish your reality. I know you wish reality was different, but it's not. So today we hear them talking about if she's not going to mind, let's not let her use her credit card. Go ahead. I dare you to do that. You should know I have a credit card. You should know where it is or what it is. You calling banks, my banks. There's privacy laws to protect me. You're calling my banks. You're calling my school. You're calling my friends and family. You're harassing, you're coercing, you're causing people duress. Guess what? We don't like it. You're not getting away with it this time, are you? McNamara email, Mr. Perry. That's just the first time I put something out. I send it to my ex-husband. So, that you are still trying to do. We all know it. We all know it. Everybody makes fun of you. Peeping, poking, Perry. That's your guys does that. You need to get a life. Go work. Go fucking work. Get off your fat, lazy, turn off ass and go fucking work and leave me the hell alone. I'm not in love with you. I moved twice to get away from you. Had you left me alone like you were asked to do, sir, you wouldn't now need a cover-up because only a few of my close friends knew you had a problem. Only a few knew, Mr. Perry. Only a couple people knew. So we've duly noted it for the record that you expressed intent to violate laws of privacy to prevent me from using my credit card, and one you shouldn't know anything about. Guess what else is going on today? There is another conversation by another someone, not us, And my guys don't tell me. They won't tell me who it is. Listen to this, and they won't tell me who's on the recording. They won't. That way I can get on the stand and say, I don't know. It's a strategic thing. It's strategy. So there's someone else looking into another murder, or I'm sorry, a death, that is very, very suspicious, connected to y'all. I don't think this was an accident. There's too many accidents around Charles and Dave and these guys. I think it is an on purpose. I think this gentleman may have been murdered, not accidental something. Perry, stop contacting me right now. You get a control over yourself, sir. Mr. Perry, stop contacting me right now. Control yourself, sir. Mr. Perry, when you bother me, you get told on. Credit card. I heard you say it. Don't say shit like that to my face. Don't go behind my back. If she's not going to behave, we won't let her use her credit card. Wow. Who the fuck do you think you are? You've not been caught in your crime this much ever, have you? Mr. Perry, you're not wanted. You have no woman that wants you. Not one woman wants you that I know of. Where's Jackie when you bother me? You're a turnoff. You're fat. You're lazy. You need to go work. Then you don't need a cover up, Mr. Perry, right? So way back here, the only people that knew was Robert and Mandy. They didn't live in Texas. And Cheryl, she moved to Houston. Didn't live in Lubbock. And so at this point, when I left town, November 2013, I left. Had you left me alone, you wouldn't need a cover up now, would you? Had you just complied with the law. The laws are to protect us, Mr. Perry. Now there's another death of someone that's everybody. There's another organization looking into it. Somebody else is slaying the dragon today, Mr. Perry. Someone else is slaying the dragon. It's not just us. I never. We've talked about this being suspicious, but we've not looked into it. We've never said a word about it. This is somebody else. Suspicious accidental death connected to you. And this guy's going, there's too many of these. I think this one was a murder too. So, that's what you get for poking and peeping and poking and poop. And I told Dr. Russell, it's like he's a child, a little kid. Poking and poking and poking and poking and poking and poking and poking. I'd be at an event, and my two boys would be with me when they were young. And they would do that. I'd be talking about something really important to another adult, and they'd come up and poke and poke and poke and poke and poke. And I'd be like looking at them like, you're shitting me with this, right? Can you wait just a minute? And they'd poke and poke until I finally go, excuse me, to the adult I was talking to. And what do you want? This, you better be bleeding. Can I have more food? Yes. Go. Oh my God. So, I mean, it's just kids. Just what kids do. But you're not a kid, Mr. Perry. You're an old fart. You ought to know better. You ought to know how to act right. You ought to know how to act with class and dignity. Sitting and watching women in the privacy of their homes is not how you get a date. It's a turnoff. And this time you're caught. This time you're fucking caught. And you guys like tormenting and torturing and starving these women that you broadcast all over the dark web. And this time you're caught. And then you say, we're going to put a hold on her credit card because she won't mind. You know, get the fuck out of your covered wagon. This is not the Dark Ages. We don't all live on Noah's Ark. I'm sorry, you're stuck in the past somewhere. You want to say that? Say it to my fucking face, not behind my back. You're not supposed to know I have a credit card. You're not supposed to know what company it's with. You're not supposed to know shit. Butting in and butting in and butting in and butting in. Signs of a person who's a bizarre bore and doesn't have a life. Right? You guys got caught all fucking weekend, didn't you? When you fuck with me, that's what happens. When you fuck with me, Mr. Perry, you guys get caught. You never get a date. I can't stand you. I moved twice to get away from you. I didn't see anything until I was long gone from Lubbock. And now you got a reporter. She slammed her hand on the desk about 6 times. Boom, boom. Leave me alone. 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 I'm looking through everything she's got on the dockets. I'm looking at everything she's got out on the internet. And what I see is a woman who wants to be left alone. There's nowhere that says, I don't want him to get elected. I don't like his pro-life this, or I don't like his gun rights that, or I don't like his protection of marriage this. I don't see any of that. There's none of that anywhere. What I'm seeing is a woman screaming and yelling, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. And Mr. Perry lied to me, and I won't take his phone calls anymore. don't lie to people smarter than you because they'll know you're lying. And for you, that's pretty much everybody, Perry. You're very slow. Women do not like to be peeped on. They don't like to be tormented and tortured and starved. That's not how you get a date. That's not what you wanted, though, is it? We all attract to ourselves what we want. Perry, stop contacting me. Listen to me. When you contact me, you piss me the fuck off. And then we get more recordings. Because I'll tell my guys, give me more recordings. Put me in on more. Sometimes they try to keep me out of it so I can just have a normal day. But you'll poke and prod and peep and poke, Perry. Cause one problem after another, and then I got pissed off and I'm like, give me some more. Give me some more. You're caught. You're slow. You're very mentally slow, so you may not get that. You're caught. Your crime is caught more than ever in your life when you fuck with me. You need to put that together in your head. You can't, can you? You don't get stuff. You like, things don't click for you, does it? Like, stuff goes right over your head that most people never have to be told. And it's explained to you over and over and over and over and over, and you're still not getting it, are you? We got a recording and all that. It's been a while. I think that was right after I got home from jail, from your illegal incarceration, illegal detainment that we've been over and over and over and over. You tried to kill me and I didn't die. So you had to, obstruct justice and make sure I didn't get my blood test to prove I was being poisoned. If you weren't poisoning, you would have made sure I had a blood test, wouldn't you have? Yeah, same thing with Mr. Neely. Everybody's sick of y'all. Everybody's sick and tired of y'all. People don't like it when you're mean. They don't. A man's kindness will bring blessings. His cruelty will be his downfall. And I've not seen that be true any more ever than the situation right here. When you fuck with me, you get caught. When you fuck with me, you get caught. When you peep and poke and rape me, you get caught. You don't have a cover-up, sir. $25 million, what did that cover up? What did that cover up? We're still trying to figure that out. We think that you think words mean something different than they mean. You don't have a cover-up. And you'll never have a date with me. It's been 10 years. You know how long it took me to, I don't want to get into that. I've been around a lot of men, lots of men, political and these guys helping me and medical, predominantly male, Mr. Perry. I've never seen a guy act like you guys act. It's pathetic. You are pathetic. You're absolutely a disgust. You disturb people. And then you get told on and told on and told on and told on and told on. And then you always whine and cry like a girl. Oh, who told on me? Who told me? You know what? That's not the point. What the point is, you got caught. Stop. Stop bothering me. Go fucking work. Then you don't need a cover up. You have constituents to see. You got campaigning to do. You got a wife and kids. Go the fuck away and get out of my life. Every time you fuck with me, you guys get told on and caught. You don't have a cover up. You don't have a date. You don't have it. You're not all there. You got wires missing or something. Right? Because everyone else can see it. Why can't you? Now, there's another police organization going, there's too many accidental deaths around Charles Perry. This one right here, I think, was 2. She's not even mentioned that one. I haven't. I'm not going to. I'm going to let them slay that dragon. I'm going to let them slay that dragon. When you contact me in any form at all, Mr. Perry, it makes my skin crawl. It pisses me the fuck off. Nobody asked you what you think. Nobody asked you. You weren't asked. You're just bothering and bothering and bothering and bothering and bothering and bothering and bothering. And you never shut up. You're pathetic. Leave me alone, Mr. Perry. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. That's what that reporter said. She won't talk to you anymore. She said, I'm not taking his calls. He lied to me. That's all you hear her say is, leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. What the hell kind of man do you think you are? Forcing yourself on a woman that doesn't like you instead of just moving on and finding one that does like everybody else? Are you inept? Socially and mentally and emotionally inept? You're operating far, 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 far outside of what society accepts, Mr. Perry. Stalking, peeping, hacking are crimes. Those are criminal activities. Do you not know that? See, most people don't have to be told that. And I'm asking our shrink, why is he not embarrassed? I'm embarrassed. This guy embarrasses the fuck out of me. I wouldn't walk in a room with him for millions. He's embarrassing. He's weirdo. She goes, he doesn't know he should be. I'm pretty sure he's severely mentally retarded. And maybe has Alzheimer's too. Peepin' Pookie Perry. People make fun of you, Mr. Perry. Flying too close to the sun, he got burned. He can't swim in the deep end. What the hell else are we supposed to do with some weirdo like you, bothering everybody all the time? Huh? All we can do is make fun of you right now. Until my guys finish their deal and arrest you. Then we don't have to deal with you anymore, do we? You don't get a date, you're a turnoff. You're a fucking turnoff. So, go, this conversation about my credit card, golly, okay. So there's this. Mr. Perry, had you left me alone after I left, you wouldn't need a cover-up right now, and you do, and you don't have one. Your crime's never been caught so much. Look at this. You guys were recorded all weekend. I hear the Texas Rangers worked like 2 weeks trying to get this ready. Is that true? Is that true? Why would they do that? Aren't they supposed to be law enforcement? Okay, Texas Rangers, I moved twice to get away from Mr. Perry. He arranged a false arrest that he'd been threatening forever. McNamara email, read it. Harassment email, read it. I said all that before he did it. Now, twice on the docket, he's done exactly what the harassment email says. There's questions around you that maybe you had something to do with Chief Miller's death. Murder in the first. There's Texas Rangers that have been covering up for Charles Perry for years. She and Lucky won't do it. They wouldn't have it. They won't cover it up. They won't lie for him. And so you try to kill him. Me. And then you did kill Chief Miller. Y'all did that. Is that true? Because we've heard two things. One is that Robertson called bikers, and they did it. And the other one is that you did it. And now you're trying to subjugate me. Instead of enforcing the law and protecting women and children. Police typically encourage women to get out of abusive situations. A lot of police officers are killed at domestic violence situations. So if there's not one, you eliminate the domestic violence situation because she leaves. Would that not help? Why would you want to get another cop killed? Like, why would you hurt Lucky? Why would you hurt Mike? Why would you do that if you're law enforcement? You're the reason everybody wants to defund cops. People don't trust you. Bad ones mess it up for the good ones. There's a lot of good cops. I know some of them, 40 of them actually. They're out thinking you. That's why I'm alive right now. And that's why, this thing, we got to create a divide between her and Manford Police. And so we're going to have them false arrest her this time. We're going to go into court, commit fraud again, because Mr. Perry alleged I filed a false police report in retaliation for his job, and that's why the reporter got upset with you, Mr. Perry. Don't lie to people smarter than you. They'll know you're lying, and for you, that's everybody. We have to say the same thing to you over and over and over, and you just don't get it. Most people never have to be told this stuff, sir. We already know. We already know Peep and Tom is a turnoff. That's not how you get a date. Why do you have to be told and told and told and told and told? So if this was Texas Rangers, if that's true, if that information is correct, what the fuck? What in the fuck? I didn't pick a fight with you. I left the state. Why are you coming up to Oklahoma picking one with me? I have 40 guys helping me. You're going to have to deal with them. Fabian Puzzle. Those are the guys you're going to have to talk to. It's not up to me. I'm on their side, I will tell you that. Fully, 100% on their side. But ultimately, there's other people you got to answer to. It's not just me. You think you're going to subjugate me and make this whole thing go away? You're off your nut. You're not paying attention. All I did is ask a married guy, a weird guy, a creepy guy to leave me alone. Why would you help him? Why would you hurt another cop? That's what the story is. That you guys have been covering up for Charles Perry for years. And Lucky wasn't going to do it, so you killed him. And you tried to kill Mike, and when he didn't die, you did the same thing to him you did to me. Because not Josh Burson, not Matthew Powell, and not Judge Hanson, required that Charles Perry first prove that my police report was false. It was only a week. Tulsa police hadn't even talked to me yet. They didn't collect any evidence yet. So it's not been determined whether or not it's true or false. And secondly, that it was over a political vendetta. And for years, since 2011, all my correspondence, as the reporter said, is all about stalking, creepy, freaky Jason type shit. Nothing at all about anything political, because I don't give a fuck about Charles Perry. I helped him get elected. I helped him. He was the new guy. I'd been there 3 years already in politics when I got to Texas. Before that is my lifetime, sir. Whoever you guys are, Texas Rangers. I didn't pick a fight with y'all. What the hell are you picking one with me for? So this didn't work out, did it? Actually, they got in my wallet. I couldn't afford to go out there, but I could have done some Uber Eats deals. You know, a couple of runs of that and had enough to get gas. And we got Maureen last night. She was supposed to go out there. They had somebody out there that was going to take her wallet. Her driver's license. They were going to have her run to the store. I guess Jiffy Trip or something. I don't know. And they were going to have her pulled over. They took her taillights out. Her registration was behind. It was behind like a week. It's done now. My car's registered now. The renewal. It's a renewal. It was already registered. It's just a renewal. They made sure she didn't have any money, so the idiot would be late. They called her school. Okay, all of this stuff is recorded. We've already been over this. I'm not going to rehash it. You guys need to pay attention. Pay attention. Pay the fuck attention. Because the thing that one of the mistakes that y'all have made is, I'll say it before, they were recorded planning XYZ. Then that leads to an email. And you can't block emails to Philip and Mallory. By the way, we heard you talking about that too. You were recorded talking about that too. That I wouldn't need to if you weren't trying to always find some way to false arrest me again, would I? I wouldn't need to say anything to Philip and Mallory, would I? But since I was in jail for the first one and it got all over that jail, that Mr. Perry wanted to send me home, harass the hell out of me, and then claim he was being harassed when I told on him. It was all over the jail. Guess what else, Texas Rangers? If it gets all over the jail, do you not think it would get all over town? Why would you think it would just be limited to the jail? How could you not think this through, that maybe if it got all over jail, it's also all over town? God, how embarrassing. You got to think things through. Mike Neely didn't kill anybody. He was found drugged. I said that before anybody else said that, Texas Rangers. Are you guys upset about that? Did you have something to do with that murder? Why would you be upset? You're a cop. Wouldn't you want to know who really killed the cop? So that no other cop gets hurt again, because a threat to one is a threat to all. If they'll kill Lucky, who else would they kill? That's a pretty bold thing to do, kill a cop. I'm not okay with it. Why are you? I'm not okay with it, sir. Texas Ranger, whoever. Why are you? Why would you be okay with that? You can't kill somebody, beating them to death, and have nothing but a red swollen right hand and an IV in that hand. You can't do it. You know that. So if I knew that Officer Neely was drugged before it was confirmed in the deposition several months later, kind of like the McNamara email and the harassment email, if I knew that, who gave that information to me? Who might you be pissing off right now? I'd be very careful. Because it's not just me. I can't do this by myself. There's no damn way. There is no fucking way I could do this by myself. So sometimes there's somebody bigger than you involved. We got all these recordings. Because Charles wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. You will never get a date with me. I don't date creepsters. It's not gonna happen. So somebody else is talking about another suspicious death. Accidental, supposedly. Somebody else is slaying a dragon, too. Yippee-ki-yay. This is the McNamara email, Texas Rangers. He's still trying to do the same thing, just vary it. He never stopped. He never stopped. Okay, so if this got all over, if I got this information, where it came from was somebody that Perry told in Lubbock that was so horrified and disturbed by what they were hearing. They got it to our guys, and our guys got it to us, to me. So here it is. So how do you know this didn't also get all over town? In Lubbock, I lived in Lubbock for a little while. God, I think it was 6 years I lived in Lubbock. So I've been gone longer than I lived there. I hate that place. I hate it. It's disgusting to me. It's like I agree with Tuberville. It's like Iraq. Slavery is your thing. Get out of your covered wagon. Get off Noah's Ark, motherfucker. We don't act like that anymore. We do not treat women like misogyny is bullshit. It's like racism. You cut that the fuck out. Don't you again say, we got to put a hold on her credit card if she's not going to mind. Come say it to my face. Say it to my motherfucking face. I dare ya. Leave me the fuck alone. You guys do shit like that and you get told on. You do shit like that and you get told on. The whole reason I didn't go to Manford after you spent weeks putting that together is you got in my wallet. You got in my wallet. Just didn't work out. So I couldn't afford to go. And then I'm like, I guess I could do a few runs of Uber Eats. My guy's like, no. Nope, they're going to hurt you out there. You stay. You go home and you stay there and you just chill, okay? They're going to hurt you. So I didn't go. There you go. Okay, so this Mr. Perry came from somebody you talked to about it. And it so upset them and horrified them and disturbed them that it got to our guys and then to me. Before you did it. Before you cared out. And you're still trying to do it. You just change up the way you're going to do it. You think everybody's stupid like you, huh? You're not all there. Anyways, guess what? They're not. They're really not. But this, if he told us, who else did he tell, Mr. Perry? Who the fuck else did he tell? The harassment email. I believe the harassment email. Hang on. Where's the damn harassment email? There's the Fabian puzzle, Texas Rangers. You gotta deal with people that could get me that. He's just like Neil. So this was the more detailed version that we got in last night. Because Mr. Perry was poking and peeping. Poke and peep. Yeah, they wanted to, yeah. I know who that was with. I was told that, but I'm not gonna repeat who that was with. That conversation. Okay, poke and peep, Mr. Perry. You blocked Philip. Make sure her attorney can't get anything. Her defense attorney, if we do the false arrest, she's going to need the defense attorney. We'll make sure he can't get anything. Oh, duly noted. Okay, anyways, that's called hacking. Get the fuck out of my email. Get out of my phone. Get out of my computer. Get out of my life. Just like that. But thanks for proving out our recording. Appreciate it. Okay, so this was, I guess, went from Powell to some defense attorneys, from those defense attorneys to their clients that were in jail with me, and them to me, right? Don't, get rid of your phone. He's gonna hack, he's hacked you. Everyone knew you hacked me. Everyone knew it. So, if it got all over the jail and to me to tell Ted as soon as he picked me up from jail, and then, this email before they actually did it twice in civil court, do you not think it's all over Lubbock by now? Look at the date on that, Texas Rangers. Ouch. Yippee-ki-yay. So someone else is asking about a different guy that died that they think is murdered, Mr. Perry. This guy's linked to Mr. Perry. There's too many of these accidental deaths. I don't think this guy died accidentally. He's linked to Charles Perry. And by the way, Cynthia, I think he was murdered. They're looking at it. I've never mentioned it. Not once ever have I mentioned this. I'm not going to say the guy's name now. I'm going to make you wonder. Yippee-ki-yay. Dragon slaying going on today. Mr. Perry, Texas Rangers. Okay, this got to me in jail. Texas Rangers, you got to deal with the people that got me that in jail. It's not up to me. A lot of things aren't up to me. But I'll tell you one thing. If you're trying to intimidate me into a lie or coerce me into a lie and do that, the second false arrest everybody's talked about and talked about and talked about and talked about on and on and on for years. On that blog, do a search up. There's like a gazillion blogs about it. Going way right after I got back from the first one. Everybody knows you guys are, he wants a second false arrest. Everyone knows he'd like to try to find a way to kill me, and it's not linked to him. He's tried 4 times. You don't have access to those recordings, Texas Rangers, do ya? But gosh, what, if they come out and they're played in a court of law somewhere, by these guys that got me that, what the hell are you going to do? How are you going to explain that? How are you going to explain that? They false arrested her, just like, and listen to all these recordings. What's CNN going to say about that? Yippee-ki-yay. I didn't try to pick a fight with y'all. I was raised by 3 generations of police. Why would I pick a fight with you? I left town to avoid a fight. I left, love it, to avoid any conflict. I got tired of, same thing as Lori Bori here. I don't want to even hear your voice. I don't even want to hear your voice. I don't even want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. Not 2 minutes, not any minutes. How long have I been saying that same damn thing?
Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why you leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
Don't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why you leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
Don't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why you.
What in the fuck? What in the fuck? So,
the biggest lesson I...
How long have I been saying that same fucking thing? Leave me the fuck alone. 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 Over and over and over. And this is where I said it. Texas Rangers. March 2020. The depots weren't taken till May. Over and over. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. While he's doing all this shit here in the form state of Oklahoma. Leave me the fuck alone. There's the arrest report, Texas Rangers. Only thing on Mr. Neely was a right swollen in hand. That's it. You can't beat somebody to death. If you think that you could beat someone to death and that's your only injury, you don't need to be police. I'm sorry, but you're doing it wrong. This right here. Okay, so I filed a lawsuit for this. By the way, Texas Rangers, Lucky looked at this and he goes, I've seen a lot of bond conditions. This is not bond conditions. This is a cover-up negotiation. Did you help kill him because he said stuff like that? He wasn't going for the bullshit? Because we know the third or fourth person was in that room. We know that. Mike was drugged. How did I know that? Who told me that, Texas Rangers? I'm not picking a fight with you. Why are you picking one with me? Fabian Puzzle. Those guys. That's actually who you picked a fight with. It's not about me. That's not just about me. All I asked was to be left alone. That's it. Just like that chick. Okay, so part of that gave rise to these bond conditions in which the first provision says, Charles Perry agreed to leave her alone. First, he has to admit he's stalking me in order to agree to leave me alone, correct? He has to admit guilt doing an act that is upsetting someone else in order to agree to stop, correct? So he did. So I sued for breach of contract. Breach of contract. This constitutes a contract of which I'm not bound to it at this point. Once the charges were dismissed, I'm not bound to it because I was under duress, and under Oklahoma law and most states' law, if you're under duress when you sign something, you're not held to it. And one of those under duress provisions or specific stipulations would be you got illegally incarcerated. You're in jail. That's going to cause some duress, would it not? I got to sign this if I want to go home. So, but Mr. Perry was not under duress. He was not in jail. And he agreed to leave me the fuck alone. So I sued him for breach of contract, but Mr. Powell called the federal court in Tulsa. It's in the northern district of Oklahoma, Tulsa. Judge Claire Egan. There's another case I'm going to look at in a minute, but right now, that she decided. Mr. Perry, this went to the 10th Circuit. Our guys tell me the 10th Circuit judges that signed off on that denial, that denied your appeal, never saw it. They bought a law clerk. The law clerk did this order. If you read it, it doesn't even make sense. Do that. Everybody get out the 10th Circuit appeal on that case. That was a breach of contract that I sued them for. Their orders don't make sense. They don't fucking make any sense. They allege res judicata. I'd never sued for breach of contract before. And guess what? We still don't know if this constitutes a contract or not because the judge didn't rule on it, because Mr. Powell called the judge and asked him to hurry up and deny it. I heard you talking to him, Mr. Powell, on the recording. I heard it. So do what you do. Which courtroom is that going to pop out in? And I'm not asking for your money. And if you give me money, I'll make sure we don't play it anywhere. Nope. It's going to get played in court, like it or not. It's not I don't own it. I don't own it. The police that got it, that's their court. That's their deal. I don't have any, it's not even my say-so. But even if it was, fuck that. We don't want you guys stopped. And you can't do it by yourselves. Law of attraction. You attract to yourself what you really want. Subconsciously. I want to be like my granddad. My granddad was a dragon slayer. He caught bad guys. He showed us this is how you do it. This is how you live a life of character. You relieve suffering caused by crime. That's what you do if you're a police officer, or even if you're not. You just care about people. Treat other people like you would want to be treated. If somebody was making you suffer, wouldn't you want anybody and everybody who's willing to come around and make them cut it the fuck out? Like the couple that helped that little girl get to her car, she said. Everybody who's chimed in on her TikTok. Nobody likes you. What you're doing to me, Mr. Perry. I have help. Okay, so here's the case number. It is 4:18-CV-00532-G like George, K like Kite, F like Frank, J like Jack-o'-lantern, F like Frank, J like Jack-o'-lantern. So that is the case number in the Northern District of Tulsa that should have made a ruling on whether or not this is a contract that's binding to Mr. Perry. That decision hasn't been made yet. Mr. Powell has gone all over the place going, oh, that's not binding on Perry. But you don't know that because you called and you had my claims dismissed, Mr. Powell. I heard you. I heard you doing it before any decision was made on that particular issue. And then it went up to the 10th Circuit and was denied on res judicata. You got to have a fair trial, y'all, in order for it to qualify for res judicata. There was no such thing. There never has been. Once Mr. Perry's motion to dismiss got denied in the one hearing I was in, y'all haven't let me back in court since. There's nothing fair about it. There's nothing legal about it. We all know that. Who do you think you're fooling? We think it's hysterical. You guys think you're fooling people. There's at least one reporter that won't take Perry's phone calls anymore because she could see he's full of crap. Often what happens is when you go up and talk to somebody and they know you're lying, they feel like you're insulting their intelligence and wasting their time. I don't have time to sit here and be lied to and have my intelligence insulted. So what I'm going to do is say whatever the fuck you want to hear so you'll go away. I have other shit to do. I have people to talk to that are going to be honest with me. And that has become very prevalent in conversations with you guys and other people. I don't want to hear your bullshit. Don't insult me. I have life. I have things to do. I do not have time for this kind of conversation. So I'll say what they want to hear so that they will shut the fuck up and leave me alone. How many times has that happened that you didn't know about? Huh? I don't know. You figure it out. You guys are so smart. Okay, so if you read this case right here, Judge Egan's decision in this case right here, way different than in mine. We have a prosecutor that reads all this. Right? Why wouldn't we? So there's some curiosity between the ruling on mine and this. So I got another opportunity to file a motion to vacate. I want you guys to understand I fully intend to do so. I've sent you a notice of appeal on the state case. I fully intend to pursue that. You get your hands on my wallet, you obstruct or impede in any way, shape, or form. The guys that gave me the Fabian puzzle are going ape shit on you. They will go ape shit on you. You do anything underhanded at all, the guys that gave me the Fabian puzzle, that's some power. What else is in that book you don't know anything about that what other messages are in that book I didn't highlight? They're going to go apeshit on you because it's about relieving suffering caused by crime. There's a lot of good people in the world. We don't like you. If you like hurting people, there's something wrong with you. You need to be stopped. Everybody attracts to themselves what they want. Law of attraction. Subconsciously. So it seems to us that you all are sick of yourselves as much as everybody else is. And you can't stop yourself. You can't. You don't have any control. So you've attracted to yourselves people that will put a stop to what you're doing. Because there's no chance of a date between me and Charles. I can't stand him. He's nasty. He is a nasty, gross old man. Lazy as fuck. Women are turned on by hardworking men that have something interesting to say. Mr. Perry, I know what I did all day. You're lazy. Lazy. Used to piss off those guys in Manford. He said she's squandering her time. Look at the tubs of legal documents. The stuff she's studying, briefs she's typing up. She's not a lawyer. That's what she's doing all the fucking time. And he sits there and watches her, and she's squandering time? You pissed him off. Which guys, I'm not going to say. Get off your fat, lazy ass and go fucking work. Stop sitting around perverting all day. Because what you're getting for what you're doing with your time is told on and told on and told on and told on and told on. Texas Rangers, I have nothing against you. I didn't pick a fight with you, and I'm not breaking the law. I moved twice to get away from this and to not have a conflict. There was a fraud upon a court, a fraud. The first false arrest. Because nobody proved that I had a false police report and that it was related to a political vendetta. You know why? Because justice was obstructed and Tulsa police couldn't investigate shit. Whoever gave you the police report shouldn't have. They shouldn't have. They put me in danger when they did that. I'm going to leave that between that guy and God Almighty. I've pursued nothing. I've not tried to find out who did that to me. You don't give a police report filed against a domestic violence offender to the offender. I have the right to privacy. I expect that never to happen again. And I've not tried to find out who that guy was. I've not threatened to sue him or her. I've not done anything. I'm going to leave that between that person and God Almighty and let God deal with it. Because guess what? God does deal with things like that. Sometimes you pick your battles. That's not one I want to deal with. I'm going to let God deal with that one. And He will. What I'm asking you to do is relieve suffering caused by crime. Just like that. We put food on your table and a car in your driveway and a roof over your head. And that is so that you will relieve suffering caused by crime. And don't hurt police. My heart aches every day for the Millers and the Neelys. Every day. There's not one day that goes by that I don't ache like a motherfucker. Sometimes so bad. I mean, there's sometimes it will take you to your knees. I'm very, very, very strong person. Very strong person. Because 5 minutes in my life would kill a normal person, I promise. It's not been easy to live like this. It's not been easy, the sacrifices that I've made for what my granddad taught me, relieve suffering caused by crime. You don't have to be a cop to do it. But cops are called. As lawmen, he said, we are called by God to relieve suffering caused by crime. If you don't believe God, then you believe the law. Right? The founding forefathers, the law, says, when a woman says, I don't want you in my life, I don't want you to peep on me and make me feel violated and raped, because every time Mr. Perry violates me, you guys get told on. He violates me, you get told on. He violates me, you get told on. He violates me, you get told on. Because everybody else is not comfortable with this bullshit he does. I don't know why you would be. I'm not comfortable for what happened to Mike and Lucky. I'm not. None of us are. And the more Perry goes at me and the longer Mike sits in jail, you guys got these Fabian puzzle guys going apeshit on you all the time. You leave me alone. Your conduct is inappropriate and illegal. It's outside social norms. It's quite deviant. It's sickening deviant. We're not okay with it. No one's okay with it. And you stop. Because every time you're told on, and I quote you, you're being stopped. You're being stopped by some people that are just sickened by what you are. You don't treat women like that, weirdo. You can't get a woman to like you. You don't know how. You're making everybody want to barf all over you all the time. Texas Rangers, why would you want to be the bitch of a sex pervert? You the Sheriff Rowan in this? Why would you want that? That's the best you can do in your career in law enforcement, is kiss the ass of a sex weirdo? Please tell me that isn't true. Please fucking tell me that's not true. Everyone can see that first false arrest was a lie, and he's just been looking for another way to do it again. If you think they don't know that, you're off your nut. You're not all there. You don't need to be a cop if you're not all there and you can't figure out some basic something like, well, if she said it, she got the information from people in jail that he was going to try to do it again while she's in jail for the first one, where there was no false police report proven. I lost all my evidence. And there's no political vendetta. And he's pissing off reporters. Pissing them off. They won't take his calls anymore. And then, if everybody in jail knew about it, Mr. Texas Ranger, whoever, you don't think it got all over town, too? You think it's just only gotten to jail? Why would that be? If a defense attorney talked to Matt told the defense attorney's not in jail. And in Lubbock, you can tell something happens at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's all over town by 8:11. The whole town knows. It's the way that Lubbock works is typical little small town gossip. It happened to me 100 times. I'd get a phone call and say, I'm not supposed to tell anybody, but I'm going to tell you, XYZ. Please don't tell anybody. I'm telling you in confidence. Oh, sure, absolutely. I was sworn to secrecy. Sure, absolutely. But you are calling me. And then that person calls 5 people, and that person calls 5 people, and everybody calls 5 people. You can't tell anybody. I'm sworn to secrecy. But it's all over town by within 10 minutes. Because everyone does that. I'm going to tell you, but you can't tell anyone else. I'll tell you, but you can't tell anybody else. Okay, one more person I'll tell, and they can't tell anybody else. And then they do the same thing. And then those people do the same thing. And then it's all over town. Everybody knows Charles wants to arrange a second false arrest. You're off your nut if you think they don't. You're stupid. They do. Everyone knows that. Perry's got a whack job problem. He wants it covered up. Do you know, Mr. Perry, that women are told, I'm not going to say which attorney said this, but he told the secretary, if you see Charles Perry in a building, get the fuck out of the building. We don't want you being the next Cindy. For him, it doesn't take much. Don't make a scene. Be very discreet about it. But if you walk into a building and he's there too, you better get the fuck out of there. Discreetly leave as fast as you can. He's very dangerous. He's not all there. And he will hurt you. And we don't want you being the next Cindy. Do you know it's that bad? It is that bad. People watching what you're putting me through. Texas Rangers? The fuck? That's your backyard. I didn't pick a fight with you, did I? Does that look like I wanted to pick a fight with the Texas Rangers? Or anybody? I moved twice to get away. Leave me alone. And that's what that reporter said. I've looked through everything she's got on the dockets, on the court dockets, on the Facebook, on the blog. I see nothing about, I don't want him to get elected, I don't like his pro-life stand, I don't like this, I don't like... Every single thing there is says, I want for him to leave me alone. Mr. Perry lied to me. I won't take his calls anymore. You think she's the only one? Please don't piss people off lying to them and insulting their intelligence and wasting their time. And that's how you're seen, more than you know. I'll say whatever the fuck they want to hear, so they'll shut up and go away. I don't want to hear it. I've got better things to do than stand there and listen to them lie to me and act like I'm stupid. And I'd believe that bullshit. Do what you do, but please remember that you're pushing buttons in other people. Make sure they're buttons that you can live with being pushed. Because I'm telling you, my guys are going apeshit on you, Perry. This is not what you do to somebody that you care about, Mr. Perry. Put him in jail. And then threaten to try to do it again. And then threaten to try to kill me. Get her in a construction zone. That was recorded too. Yeah, You're not supposed to know where I'm going and what I'm doing. I will say this, Tulsa police. I'm kind of getting rusty on my sting ops, and I'm getting rusty on my ditching a tail. So if a legit cop that's actually good at what they do ends up where I am, and get to practice my sting up and ditching a tail, not in a patrol car. You can't do it that way. I mean an off-duty regular cop that's trained. That wouldn't bother me. I could use the practice. I haven't been out to strip club in a long time. But I mean a professional cop off-duty. Don't tell me who you are clearly. And it's a practice run. It's a practice ditch your tail and practice not in a patrol. You can't ditch a tail of a patrol. That would get me in trouble. I mean an off-duty guy in his regular own car. Let me practice ditching my tail. Let me practice my sting up. I welcome that anytime. And I can tell, I can tell what's what. Anyways, so there's this. Mr. Perry, everybody knows this has been all over Lubbock too. You guys are crazy if you think people believe you. I mean, nobody understands why the fuck you would think that. And so we'll be doing the motion to vacate on this decision that was actually never made. Because Mr. Powell made a phone call to have it dismissed. That's not going to happen again. If it does, Mr. Powell expect to be charged with that too. And there's like already a stack of that waiting. This right here is a contract. There was no decision by Judge Egan. Is this a contract or not, Judge Egan? Because she did what you told her to do, didn't she? Just dismiss it on res judicata. But that was not heard. And then I appealed it to the 10th Circuit. And my guy says the 10th Circuit never saw it. Charles had law clerk do it. And if you read the order, it doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't. I read it. That's exactly what I was thinking. Listen, I'm not an attorney, but please know I have a 3.9 GPA. Now, I was in psychology, bachelor's degree program for psychology, and just recently switched it to criminal justice and law enforcement administration. But the reason I did that is I started taking classes in criminal justice as electives and liked it so much that I pretty much, for the last year, that's all I've taken is criminal justice. So I've already had those classes, a lot of them, criminal justice. And I was raised by police, 3 generations. So you need to realize who you're fucking with. Whoever, Charles. It's unbelievable. I think you were told at one point, somebody find Charles a girlfriend that doesn't know a bunch of cops. Yeah, wow, yeah. But he's not. He's still bothering me. I don't have any feelings for him. He makes me want to... His skin crawls. I need a bath. I need to wash my brain after I find out stuff that this weirdo's done. It's that creepy. He's BTK and worse. I can't even discuss all that I know. But what I'm going to tell you is I feel like my brain needs a shower. After some of this stuff is told to me that I shouldn't, for my protection, that I'm not allowed to say all of it. Right now, I'm not. But my brain needs a bath. It's that bad. It's that disgusting. So, Mr. Perry, I'm going to ask you one more time. When you fuck with me over the last 10 years, you get told on and told on and told on and told on. There's never a date. There's not going to be a date. You're disgusting to me. You're disgusting to a lot of people. It's not that hard to get information. This needs to be decided whether or not it's a contract that binds you. You're not supposed to contact me. You breached that. That was your agreement. First, you admitted you were doing it. You were stalking me. You were making unwanted contact. And then you agreed to stop. So I expect you to stop. Everyone knows you want to do a second false arrest. Texas Rangers, I'm sorry we wasted your time and the taxpayer money. But everyone knows he wants to do a second false arrest. Everyone knew what you guys were trying to do. Manford police are great people. Try to be like them, please. Instead of trying to cause a friction between me and them. I actually haven't talked to him. I haven't talked to him in a couple of years. I haven't even talked to him. But I'm going to tell you something. Michael Neely is going home. And if you had anything to do with that, then get yourself ready to trade places with him. He didn't do that murder. We don't put people in jail these days in this country that didn't actually commit a crime. We don't do that. If you've been doing it, you're corrupt and your gig is up. Fabian Puzzle. Those guys are after you. They're gonna get justice here. It's not even up to me. But I'm on their side, trust me. Perry, fuck the hell off. Fuck the hell off. The more you fuck with me, the more you get caught. You really need to keep up with everybody else. Very slow. It's very irritating. We're tired of having to repeat ourselves. In fact, the judge is tired of hearing it too. The one that gives investigatory orders, like maybe a wiretap on somebody you had call Uber Eats or drive by my house. Or you. Or Texas Ranger somebody. Claire, was it Claire Barnes? He and I butt heads. Is he involved in that? Huh? Is he? Claire, I didn't pick a fight with you, man. I tried to get away from one. If you're a police officer, I think you better think twice about kissing the ass of a sex pervert. Surely you can do better than that in your career. I'm hoping so. You got to deal with the guys that gave me the Fabian puzzle. You got to deal with them. It's not even between me and you. It's actually between, well, it's actually between you and God. But on earthly things, you and the guys that gave me the Fabian puzzle. That told me not to go out there. That told me not to, I don't have any money. Dave took all my money. Dave and Charles made phone calls they shouldn't have made once again, and now I'm broke. I can't even afford gas to go to my family's. Well, I could do Uber Eats and make a few deliveries and get some cash and put gas in my car and go out there. My guy goes, nope, they're going to hurt you. They're going to hurt you, and they're going to hurt Manford Police. Stay at home. They want to cause a problem between you and Manford Police because they know you like them. Gaslighting. Is that what that is, Charles? You guys like to sit around and have a meeting about how to gaslight me? And you guys sat around and have your we'll teach your family how to hit a recorder without her knowing, and get her talking about this, and get her talking about that, and get her talking. Yeah, and boom, blew up, didn't it? Perry tried to fly too close to the sun again, somebody told us. We were laughing about that. See, people make fun of you because you're weirdo and you're offensive. Your conduct is illegal and offensive. Can't swim in the deep end. Anyways, Claire, I didn't pick a fight with you. I came to you for help from a stalker, domestic violence. Are you for domestic violence? Do you like it? Are you an abusive man? I mean, we'll know by what you do. We'll know by what you do. I'm going to tell you something. If the information gets from someone to my guys to me, you really think it's not already all over Lubbock? Are you really that naive? I would rethink that. Mr. Perry, you agreed here? First you admitted you were stalking me, and you agreed to leave me alone. So fucking leave me alone. I don't like you. When you fuck with me, you get told on, and told on, and told on, and told on. And never a date. You've never gotten a date with me. You never will. You're weirdo. You're a turnoff. Leave me the fuck alone.